My name is Preston, this is Aaron. I'm the head ranger for the Nyul Nyul Rangers. Thank you. I can explain it better. So is it this one? That one? No. Just left or right? Can't even see that, no? Yeah, I think I can do that just from off my head. So yeah, the Nyul Nyul Rangers are based up at the Dampier Peninsula, which is about roughly 120, 140 k's north of Broome in Western Australia. We have been doing, before 2015, there was not really much of a fire program management until after 2015. Something happened that kind of changed things. And so in 2015, there was a huge fire that kind of started at a station, don't need the map for that, on the east side, and kind of burnt a lot of country. The fire was that big that it actually, I think it got back to the highway in Broome, which is, so you're looking at the peninsula, going back to Broome, which is a pretty big area, and I think since then, the Dampier Peninsula came up with an idea to start a group, but I'll probably get more into that later. So Dampier Peninsula Fire Working Group, actually up there. And then since the establishment, the group has made a significant difference in the Dampier Peninsula, so we have reduced amounts of wildfires in our areas. Can hear this. Yeah, so the shaded section is kind of pretty much the area we work in, so it's a pretty fair amount. It's about probably 40 to 60 k's across the middle Dampier Peninsula. So we're kind of in the middle of Broome and Padi, Jawi, which is above us. So yes, that's our management area. It's pretty big, and we've already got a group of probably 6 of us, which is kind of hard, and we've had a few challenges in the last year with vehicles. But through the KLC, Kimberley Land Council, we've had luck in hiring Casual at the time to give us a hand, and that did help us a lot in the last couple of years. Oh, too far now. Okay, so in previous years, I'm going to try to do this by heart. I should, because, yeah. We've started doing burning in mid-May to late May. Last year, we made it a change because I'm not sure if there are the other groups around the top of Australia, but North Australia, we depend highly on rainfall for burning, and our area that we work in is springland country, so there's a lot of fresh water around. So it gets kind of drier a bit later. So last year we started in June. It didn't go as well as starting in May, but it did go, well, I'm missing my words now. It did go a bit better than previous years. So if usually, yeah, so started in June. And yeah, a lot of places did burn, some still didn't burn because of vegetation, just too sparse. So when we usually start our burning, I should get back to the other one, our main priority is structures, like communities and lives. So our first priority is always the protection of small communities, outstations, and lives. There are a few outstations or infrastructure around our area that is not occupied by people. So still we have to kind of burn those areas to protect the property. There are a lot of areas where people do live, and we try to encourage them to do their own burns before we do ours. So at least they've got a bit of a break. So I'm not saying that our fires are going to get out of hand, but just in case. Yeah, then we get to the Savanna burns. So if you look at the shaded, I'll try to keep my eye on this one here. So if you look at the 2 shaded areas, it's the Savanna burns that we do in our area. So it's open grassland. This is usually done second to sort of stop the spread of wildfires at the end of the year. So we got one to the east and one just in our backyard. There was something else, I think it's on the aerial burns as well. So if you can see the white lines on that, when I do the plan, I keep saying we do the plan, the aerial burns are done to kind of, I guess, patch up the areas that burned the year before. So this is the 2021 scars. So I use that to sort of plan for our next, the 22 burn. So we got one of the guys there doing the Savanna burn. Roadside and MVTs. I guess the MVT burns, I'm not sure if you guys know about monsoon vinyl tickets, are an ecological, or TEC, a threatened ecological society. As just a group of, I guess, important traditional plants and trees that are placed along our coastline, along our dunes, which we do protective burns of. So that shaded area is, I guess, the main hub of where our MBTs are. There's a few further north that we don't burn around because of traditional purposes. I'll get to that later. And the roadside is just pretty much all access roads and the main road from Broome in our area, just doing side burns to put in brakes for to begin to stop late season fires. Yeah, so that's going back to the aerial operations that I've sort of already mentioned. So we work closely with DFES, Department of Fire Emergency, Department of Fire Services in Broome, and Kimberley Land Council managers to do our aerial burns. Sometimes it doesn't go according to plan, but can't really stick to plans, can you? Suppression, so pretty much after our fire season comes to the suppression. So we've had pretty much from August to, well, last year, this November, we've had some late season fires that were pretty intense. We did have one that I had to rush back. We were actually in a conference in Broome that I had to rush back to Beagle Bay to stop this fire that is threatening. I might just go back to that first map. So all those, that top section, there's about 5 or 6 communities on there that were threatened. Where you see the green spot, there was an area in there that's classified as sacred area, and we've never burnt there before. So some bright spark went and lit up 7-year-old fuel and pretty much burnt a lot. I was not very happy about that, but ended up getting the fire out and saving those communities, which is, I guess, the main thing. Other than that, it hasn't been too bad. I must mention, I'm sorry about that. The body guys helped us out with that, which is really helpful. And yeah, I think we'll go through this, that we have to follow all these laws and things from the public government and shires that we work for. We have to notify, well, everybody that go for our burns, and no burns are done without the traditional owners' permission. So if we don't get permission for a certain area, we're not going to burn there. So yeah, and just other things like weather changes, we won't do it. And of course, contingency plans are in place just in case our fires do go pear-shaped. Yeah, that's pretty much us. Thank you.